Welcome back, Rage Nation. We are at it again. Got myself Pete here, and we are going to go ahead and do an unpack on Mah Tucket, the first version today. So I'm going to go through how I unpack her. This is kind of how I unpack into plant explosives. This could also be an unpack into ballots or cloak and dagger, though I don't think you would take this list into raid the vaults, but there are some pools where you could get away with this list in there just because it's so mobile. But this is a corner deployment. And I think the Rooster Riders are really good in corner, flank. It can be a little dicey into standard. Definitely don't usually bring this into wedge. So just kind of let you know where I'm coming from. So we're playing against this Castor player. I'm not going to react to what they're doing because I'm not going to do anything they're doing. So this is kind of how I generally set up with Maw when I want to unpack and not be aggressive with Maw. If I want to be aggressive with Mah Tucket turn one, I bring some other stuff like Bogg, but I also bring like maybe Alphonse for a toss or something like that as well. So this is just kind of the set up your crew and be really mobile list. So you can see I have Mah Tucket obviously here. She has 2 plant explosive markers. I have Uncle Bogg here with 1. I have 2 Rooster Riders with 1 plant explosive each. Big Brain Brin, 2 miners, and then finally we have the little ass. So we are going to go ahead and get started with this. So we have our hand, we're going to go ahead and flip for initiative. And we red jokered, so not always great to see, but it's fine. That gives us the choice, and we definitely will take for careful planning, we're going to take the ram trigger turn 1. You usually want to get the ram trigger for pass tokens. So we're going to get 2. And we would make them go first. So we're going to use both pass tokens. We have equal models. Both sides have 8. So we're going to go ahead and use both of those, make them go first. So we're going to see 3 activations before we even move a thing, which is awesome because that lets you really kind of plan what you're doing. So I do go with Mah Tucket first in these situations because I just want to make sure I get the most out of this. So I'm going to start with Mah Tucket. So she's going to activate, and she's going to go ahead and do Horrible Hollering. I'm going to target this rooster up here. So we're going to Horrible Holler this. We don't have to stone for the ram because we have it in hand, but we got it on the flip. It's nice when things work out. So we're going to move this model. It's 5 inches. So it's a 5-inch push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go right about there. And then what's going to happen is off of Maw, everybody's going to get a focus. So we're going to go ahead and click on everybody except for Mah Tucket and give them a focus. Cool. So we horrible hollered that one. We're going to horrible holler this other rooster. Need a 5. Perfect. You can't do the ram again, so we're not cheating that in. So we're going to go ahead and move this rooster 5. We're just going to scream him down the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I usually like to move Maw with this last action, so we are going to go ahead and do that. So Maw is going to charge. So we are just going to move her. She has diving charge, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. And then we'll try to create a trap with her bonus action. I'm actually going to cheat this in. A lot of times I like to look at more cards. So we're going to create another pit trap. We'll just put it over here for reasons. And then we get to draw 2 cards after we discard. So we'll discard this 2. We'll draw 2. It came out about the net positive. We got an 11 there. So, and since we had to cheat and we had to discard for the good for a laugh trigger, or start, yeah, we discard afterwards. I was thinking of deja vu, but either way, we discard. We have that. Good to go. That's Mah Tucket's activation. So what I like to do next is I like to go ahead and go with Uncle Bogg. So Uncle Bogg will go. We'll go ahead and... So Uncle Bogg is going to go. He's going to actually target himself. So Uncle Bogg's going to target himself with a Weary Road. So I'm just going to go to like right here-ish, and I'm going to drop a scheme marker. I just want this to be within 3 of the Soulstone Miner. It is. And then Uncle Bog will go ahead and do, oh, I guess we'll do off the path, and we will target this Rooster Rider first. Great. We will discard, I'm not going to take that trigger, so I'll discard this and this, so we can move the Rooster 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get to draw 2. Getting gas in this hand. I think you're starting to see why Bog's good. And then we'll do the same thing. We will do it onto this Rooster Rider. See if it goes off. It doesn't. We need a 7 for this to go off, so we'll cheat in. Wish I had a ram trigger for this, but that's fine. So we'll go ahead and cheat that in. And then we'll get rid of these 2 6s, so we can move this Rooster Rider 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will be Uncle Bog after we draw our 2 cards. Net positives again. Uncle Bog doing Uncle Bog things. Okay, and then I would go with Big Brain Brin. We'll look at the top 3 cards. All right, so Brin, I don't think we need much here. Don't need Sober Up. Okay, don't really need that. So we can do the bonus, calculate, and I would like to put focus on Mah. I can't really see her though, so we're not going to worry about that too much. So what we'll do is we'll probably pull the strings, move, and calculate. Probably what we'll do because we want to get up the board. So pull the strings onto the Soulstone Miner. Got it. So we remove this scheme marker so it doesn't die. And then the Soulstone Miner has to bury, which it does. So that boy's going to bury. And then Brin is going to calculate. We know that's going to fail, but we're going to cheat it. So it goes off. And then we're going to do 4, 4, and 2. There we go. Got the black joker in there. Discard. Discard all that. There we go. Okay, we're going to draw 3 cards. So we'll draw this 13. What else we got in here? Can't draw the red joker, a 13, a 12, and 12, 13, and I guess a 12. So we'll send that to the fate deck. Then we shuffle it up. So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of severes in there because obviously we have a few in our hand. Then we get to draw a card off that. Okay. This is gas. So this usually makes me think like, maybe I need to kill something. So depending on how they're moving, one of these roosters could use a focus and maybe kill an enslaved or kill, maybe not kill, but put a lot of damage on maybe a cavern. So we'll see. We'll see what happens once we get to those. And now we don't have to worry about the black joker, which is also good. All right. So continuing on. There we go. So we did that. We did calculate, and then I think I'm just going to move because Brin doesn't want to hang back this far in corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we're done there. Okay, and then next I'm going to go with the Soulstone Miner. We will stun at the beginning of our activation for a Soulstone. We get stunned. And then we will concentrate, and then we're going to use our bonus to bury. And I got to check. I think it's a 5, but it's been a minute. Yep. So that Soulstone Miner is also going to bury. He is done. Okay, I would then go with the little lass. So little lass, we will go ahead and horrible holler Uncle Bogg. So on her horrible holler, she needs a 7. So we got it. So Uncle Bogg is going to push 5. Three, 4, there. Let's slide Uncle Bogg over a hair just so we got enough room for some of the other models. And then she'll go ahead and do the same thing on to Mah. And we need 7. There's that other high card. Not happy with that, so that might come into play a little bit on what I decide to do. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oops, Brin's done. And little lass done. All right, so next we'll go with Soulstone Miner. I don't think I'd be too aggressive because Castor's crew can kind of put a hurting on it. So depending on what the pool is with the schemes, I determine it. But anyways, I think I'll just be safe and kind of unbury here. And then like move my few inches to the corner here. We'll just say we're hanging out there. Okay, and then they'll go with something else, and I'll go with this Rooster Rider down here. At this point, they're out of activation, so these two Roosters just kind of have free reign at the board. So we will go with that Rooster Rider down in the bottom. They're move 7, so we will just go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and we'll say we have a shot at something here. I'm not going to say specifically what it is. Maybe it's an enslaved spirit or something. Because remember, the Rooster Riders actually have a 14-inch threat. So unless they hardly come out of their deployment zone, probably going to have something to shoot. So we'll say we shoot at something. We're going to use our focus. Okay, and we got an 11. So that's going to put us at a 16. We'll say our opponent matches us, because why not? So I'm actually going to... I want that mass trigger, I think. So we'll say we go up to a 17. So this will give us a positive flip, because we'll say they're not hard to wound. And then it also gives me the reposition trigger. So positive flip. That is a severe damage of 5. So that, just to keep in mind, would kill the enslaved, which is probably what I would target. If that's not available, I can't shoot the cavern unless I get close, which I'm probably not going to do. So maybe I would pressure Castor. It just depends. Maybe Gwill. Depends what's available. But if it was the enslaved, that would be sweet because I just kill it. And I get my 3-inch reposition. So we will repo 1, 2, and 3. And we're playing against Castor, so we want to play a little keep away here. And then I'm going to go reckless because that's kind of what Roosters do. And we're just going to walk over into this corner. Okay. And that gives us the option next turn to, maybe drop a bomb, run away, drop a bomb, whatever we need to do. So that boy is done. And then this one we'll go ahead and go with. He's going to go across this little land bridge over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll say I have a good opportunity to maybe drop this bomb without much resistance. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll say that I drop my bomb and we'll drop it right there. So I moved. I had to go fast to drop the bomb to get a third action, so we'll take a damage. And that is the unpack for Mah Tucket. So it's a pretty easy one, but you can see this is corner deployment, and we got a ton of movement off of this, right? So we got Roosters in both corners. We have a Rooster that probably killed one of these tiny little models. One of the Rooster already put his plant explosive marker down. And you can see Mah Tucket gets a decent amount up the board. We got some focus on the board. Bogg's helping us filter cards. So going into turn 2, we have a pretty stacked hand here. Like if I was going into turn 2, we're not going to play it out. but I'm going to send that to the Fate deck and shuffle it up. I would discard this 9 just because it stinks to throw it away, but I want to see what else we can get here with these 3 cards. That's fine. I wouldn't stone or anything because we have these high cards and then we have these. Plus we have ill omens on Mah, so we're getting +1 to the initiative. So we're set up pretty good on turn 2 to probably go first. So flipping for initiative, I mean, that's a 10. So our opponent would have to just try to beat that depending on how much pressure is on the board. I mean, Castor and his models are probably sitting in the middle of the board here. So if they're close enough and I want to go first, I could try to dive in with Mah and put a hurting on somebody. So that's usually what I kind of look at doing. If Castor is playing a little more conservative for some reason, which I don't know why you would, because if you're playing Castor, you're probably looking for blood. But if you are playing back, Mah can kind of just dirtle a little bit, move Mah up with Bog, horrible hauler with Little Last onto Uncle Bog. Just a lot of cool things you can do with this list. It is the biggest thing about this list is you have to be very careful with the Rooster Riders, because if those Cavern Nephilim come into them, they will die. It's going to happen. The Rooster Riders don't want to be there. In this pool of plant explosives against Castor specifically, I would be looking to shoot these Nephilim, and I would be looking to drop my bombs, and then I would look to run. And then I would try to kill the Cavern or kill Castor or Gwill with Mah Tucket and Uncle Bog, because I think they have some real staying power. Whereas the Roosters are speed, get your points, get out. So hopefully you guys like this unpack. This is one of my favorite Mah builds, and I'm glad GG4 came out so I could play it again, because the Rooster Riders are really solid. Bog is amazing. Mah 1 is amazing. And I always like 2 Soulstone Miners as well. They're very good for dropping in and getting you some points. But let me know what you think of the unpack. Let me know if you are more of an aggro Mah player and you like throwing her up and getting nasty turn 1. But yeah, this is one of my favorite builds. So make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, make sure that you guys flip cards, flip tables, and we will talk to you all later.